So, hello, everybody who's with me now, and to anybody who might stumble across this moment in the future. Here, where I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico, we are arriving at the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. And the solstice reminds me, as it does many of us, that even during the darkest of times in the year, in our lives, on the planet, light is already being born. So, if you are like me moving through the winter solstice, this is a time to release what's been outgrown, to kindly tend to your heart, and to dream the new into being. Now, for those of you in the southern hemisphere, you're moving through the summer solstice, which is a moment of like great illumination and fullness, a time when the sun is like standing still at its absolute brightest and highest. So you might use this time to celebrate what's come into bloom, right? To give thanks for the light and to reflect on what you're ready to share more fully with the world. So wherever you are in the dark of winter, the light of summer, this turning of the wheel invites all of us to take a pause and reflect and listen for what this sacred turning point might have to offer us. So, in honor of the solstice, I thought I would do a 3 card healing spread, a solstice spread, a simple way to just kind of honor the past and the present and the future, and to welcome whatever wisdom wants to emerge for you and for all of us at this time. Okay, so I'm going to see the first card as a symbol of roots, like the past, right? So I'm going to be calling in a wisdom keeper to reflect a story or a pattern that wants to be acknowledged, that wants us to honor it and potentially release it back into the earth. It's really up to you to feel into whether this is a personal message for you or one that feels much more connected to our collective journey as a whole, or a bit of both. For me, it usually is. Okay, so here I go. First card that I'm going to pull, just feeling the energy. Okay. The Wisdom Keeper of Synergy. Wonderful. So why don't I read from the inner guidebook? I've got my paperback here because it's easier for me to read. So 45. And from a Gene Keys spectrum of consciousness perspective, for those of you who love the Gene Keys, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check them out. The gift is synergy. The shadow that this particular wisdom keeper is revealing is dominance. And the city or the divine emanation is communion. Okay. So maybe I will read the whole thing. I'll read the whole story. Okay. I was born in a land where daughters did not take over their father's empire. As a young girl, I was timid, but also caring and observant. I spent hours watching my father build the family business from scratch, working day and night, climbing up ladders and pleasing demanding investors. Once he achieved the power and authority he desired, he was determined not to lose it. He kept a tight rein on his employees, money, position, and legacy. He never mixed business with friendship. Not even my mother knew the company's secrets. As he aged, he grew increasingly paranoid, pompous, and dominant. His temper was hot. You can imagine the shock everyone felt when he left me in charge of the business after he died. My whole body quaked the day I was given the keys to the company safe. Most people expected me to fail, myself included, but my best friends believed in me and promised their unconditional support. The gratitude I felt gave me the courage to break the first rule of the family business. I invited my friends in. Instead of seeing them as threats, competitors, or needy parasites, I saw them as invaluable and trustworthy resources. I shared all that I knew, all that I needed, and then gave them the freedom to do what they were best at without my interference. At first, profits went down, and I worried that we'd go under. But the atmosphere of the company had changed. Goodwill, collaboration, and creativity abounded. Soon our level of efficiency increased and profits rose. I invested most of our earnings into educating and training old and new employees in the fields of their heart's desire. Soon people stood in line just for the opportunity to work for and with us. Over the years, our products and services became increasingly healthy for our customers and the environment. The life-work balance of our employees improved, their families flourished, and even participated in the fun. We became recognized and used as a model all over the world for our humanitarian efforts, our capacity to share as opposed to trade resources, and our willingness to cross-pollinate with cutting-edge businesses, nonprofits, artists, and activists. Not bad for a timid girl like me. Oh my God, I'm really relating to that one. It's funny, for the Gene Keys people out there, the 45, this particular wisdom keeper is connected to what we call my radiance, kind of what happens when I'm living in harmony with my life's work and I'm working through my shadow. Just naturally, this kind of a thing is supposed to emerge for me and being a sign of my healthiness. So anyway, very interesting, very interesting. Both feeling the shadow of this and the gift of it and the challenge of trusting in it. And boy, what a world we would live in if we all had a little more of that. Okay, so this is her gift to all of us. I am here to encourage you to take a leap and let go of your fears. Whether you're a member of a family or a leader in a business, look for the ways that fear still rules your life. Where are you territorial? Where are you holding on to power that would be better shared? The time has come on our planet to begin organizing ourselves differently than we've done before. Competition is on its way out. Synergistic collaboration is on its way in. Though you may look at the world and understandably think that profitability is prevailing over goodwill, I come to reassure you that it isn't. Goodwill always wins in the end. Woo! Amen, sister. So, where have you been too timid or afraid to rock the boat? Is it time for you to challenge an outer authority in your life? Or maybe an outer authority that you've internalized that has become quite a tyrant in your inner life? You know, what can you possibly let go of now with love? Okay, so that was card 1. All right, so now I'm going to pull the second one, which I'm kind of thinking of as the heart of the reading or the present moment. So this is really like which wisdom keeper, what truth or teaching can really help us stay grounded and grateful right here, right now, in the in-between. All right, so let's see what comes. Okay, just feeling the energy of the cards. Okay, here we go. The wisdom keeper of equality. Connected to Gene Key number 37. So beautiful. All right, so this time I think I'm just gonna read the gift to you so we don't go too long. But if you've got the deck or the ebook or the audiobook, you're welcome to listen to the rest. But do know that the shadow that's connected to the gift of equality, according to Richard Rudd, is weakness. And the divine emanating energy that is connected to this particular wisdom keeper is tenderness. So just really take that in terms of this moment. Okay. My gift to you. So this will be their gift to us. I am your friend. I have deep respect for you. I don't want you to change who you are at your core. You are a completely unique, worthy being, and there is a place for you in this world of ours. I see you with deep tenderness. It's time to take your place with pride, humility, and profound self-acceptance. When you look at yourself, see your weakness and vulnerability as your strengths. When you look out at the world, see beyond polarities, beyond gender stereotypes, beyond patriarchy and matriarchy. Aim your eye towards synthesis, to the entire continuum of beauty available to all of us. Equality is your birthright. You and me, we are family. Oh my God, what a message for us on the solstice. So really, I invite you to ask yourself, is there a part of you that you have been refusing to accept or to love? You know, is there a way for you to find strength in something that up until now you've been perceiving as or considering to be a weakness. You know, what light is still living inside the dark? And what is ready to come out of the dark? If you're in the summer, what's ready to come out? What are you ready to share? Okay, so now finally I'm going to pull the third card, calling them the seeds or the future. And this wisdom keeper is coming to shed light on what new way of being or relating or creating is either germinating kind of quietly behind the scenes in our winter solstice life or on the planet, or what is ready to burst forth and bloom if you're in the summer. Okay, so now I'm going to tune in. Okay, feeling the energy. And, the wisdom keeper of humanity. Gene key number 36. So let's see, do I do part of it this time? Do I do the whole thing? Maybe I'm gonna do the whole thing. Okay. So the gift of this wisdom keeper is humanity. The shadow of this wisdom keeper is turbulence. And then the divine essence, the city, is compassion. Oh my God, that is something we all need towards ourselves, towards each other, all around the world. Does not matter what season we're in. Okay. All right, here we go. My wisdom story. The world expected my father to be a bad seed. Oh, interesting. Seed. Okay. So he became one. He cheated on my mother, had a bad temper, and created chaos wherever he went. Like many of the men in our neighborhood, he was reckless, always pushing the limit, getting into trouble, and attracting crisis after crisis. He didn't mean to hurt us, which is probably why he hid so much from us, and why he begged for forgiveness when my mother and grandmother finally kicked him out. My mother and grandmother were strong women who did their best to raise and protect me. Their task wasn't easy given our turbulent neighborhood, where the police frightened us as much as the gangs. I witnessed more tragedies than a young boy ever should. I also watched the news and saw how men like my father were perceived, and I promised myself I would never be like him or cause the pain that he caused. As a teen, if I felt anger or lust, I'd go with my grandmother to church and pray for my sins to be taken away. But over time, the stress got to me, and my nervousness gave me tics. Though inside I was sensitive and caring, I avoided eye contact with people and appeared shifty. I was hard to reach and had few friends, although there was one girl in my church who I secretly fancied. Too shy to approach her, I followed her home one day, hid in the bushes, and peeked in her window. She saw someone in the bushes and called the police. Imagine the shame I felt when my poor mother and grandmother had to come to the jail to bail me out. The charges were dropped as soon as the girl discovered who it was, but I was still required to meet with a social worker. Something in his eyes reassured me he'd been there. He knew suffering deep in his bones. He didn't just see the terror, shame, or nervousness in me. He saw the good seed. It was a strange and amazing experience to have a man encourage me to talk about my feelings. I knew instantly that I would one day come to do exactly what he did. I would see the good seed in everyone I met. I'd look straight into their eyes and let them know with my whole heart that they were okay, exactly how they were, no matter what they felt, no matter what they looked like, or where they came from. Okay, so now I'm going to read my gift to you. So this is the gift that this wisdom keeper brings us. I come to celebrate your humanity, to remind you of your innate goodness, and to reassure you that there is no feeling in you that is inherently wrong or bad. No matter what you've done or experienced in life, you are innocent at your core. What matters now is not what you feel, but what you do with your feelings. I ask you, please don't reject your feelings or react to them. Simply acknowledge and embrace any emotional turbulence within you with compassion. Nervousness is only a sign that you have some feelings that need to be seen and embraced. Do not run from your pain, for along with your pain comes a great deal of pleasure. What is the question that this wisdom keeper has for us? Well, one might be, what dream is ready to take root in relation to your own humanity, maybe for all of humanity? And I would love to know, maybe in the comments section, who are the people who have seen your humanity even when you couldn't, who could see the good seed in you. And an invitation I have for you is whether, it's up to you if you want to do it, but could you reach out to one of those people, someone who played that kind of a role? And it might be in person, through writing, it might be in spirit. Maybe they're not even on the planet anymore. You're not really in touch. But just to express your gratitude. I think that would be really nice. And as I sit with these three wisdom keepers, synergy, equality, humanity, I feel a clear thread between them, weaving through them. And one thing they do is they remind us that real healing starts in relationship, when we dare to connect across difference, to honor every voice, to recognize the shared heart that beats beneath all of us. And the solstice reminds all of us to remember that we cannot move forward alone. So whether we're letting go in the quiet dark of winter or we're celebrating the bright fullness of the summer, we are all part of one great human family, learning to move together in greater harmony and love. So may we listen very, very deeply. May we act kindly. May we walk together into the new earth that is being born, no matter where we are and no matter what we feel.